All here. So we're going to start about 9:35, about 10 minutes. Thank you so much. 3-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get started at 9:35. Stay tuned. Make sure you're plugged in. 3-minute warning. Broadcasting live from the PAC studios here in Riverside, this is Good Morning Norte Vista. I'm your host, just in time. I want to thank you all for coming on out to this mandatory assembly. A couple of things we want to address. If you have any questions whatsoever, be sure to use the link for questions and submit those questions as we go through this presentation. And go ahead, we'll try to answer them as we're done with our presentation. But go ahead and submit any questions you may have. And welcome to Good Morning Norte Vista. Once again, my name is Just in Time. We have a special guest host for you and auxiliary host. We're going to bring in Mr. Marquez, our fearless leader, right now. So we're going to bring him on in for this mandatory assembly.
Here I am. Good morning, everyone. I am definitely not as nicely dressed as Just in Time, our host here, but you know what? I tried today. So anyways, we are glad you can join us virtually. Please pay attention because this is about our awesome House Points program we have here. So please, again, it's a way to get involved, be connected to Norte Vista, and let's go Braves. Just in time. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that warm introduction. Yes. So we're going to go right into our PowerPoint right now. And by the way, all viewers, we'll be streaming this to you. I'll send the email link to you guys so you make sure you have this for you. And in case if there's anything you might have missed, we want to make sure that you have that. So we're going to get right into our point. First of all, how do I get involved? What a great question. How do I get involved? Well, first of all, we want you to be present in both mind and body. You can't get involved unless you're actually here, so we want you here. Now, if you are part of our home-based learning program, not a problem. Go ahead and take care of all of those assignments and make sure that you're involved in our activities as well, so you can be both present in mind and body. Next, I can't stress it enough, ladies and gentlemen. You have to check your emails every day. That's not just a staff mandate. That is also a student mandate. So check those emails in your .NET account, because your teachers, your administrators, sometimes even that Mr. Hughes guy, he'll send you an email as well. So make sure you check those emails on a regular basis so you are involved. Let's go on next. Listen to the second period announcements. He's not quite as good as Just in Time, but Mr. Hughes does occasionally do some announcements every day. Keep you guys updated on what's going on, so make sure you listen to those announcements then. Also, reminder, be proactive, not reactionary. And here's how you can do that. Right now, we're going to start with our first presentation, and even though you have your Google, you have your Chromebook with you, if you have your phone, make sure you get that out. That's right. Right now, we want you to get out your phone, because in a moment, we're going to get you connected with Remind. So first of all, in your Chromebook, we want you connected to our Norte Vista activities calendar. If you haven't done so already, make sure you do that. So in this slide right here, very simply, when we send it out to you, all you have to do is connect to this particular link. Now, you don't have to do it right now, because I'm going to send you the link later on. But when you do, all you simply do is click on that link, and here it is. Here is our Norte Vista activities calendar, and it keeps you updated on all of the events that we have. As you can see, this takes us all the way through the end of the year. So whether it's a house shirt Friday, which by the way is this Friday. So if you have your house shirt, make sure you wear it this Friday and get scanned for points. All you have to do is have your ID and your house shirt, get scanned for points. Wait a minute, Just in Time. I did not get a house shirt, or the house shirt that I got is just a little too small, a little snug. Ed Hockley, if you will. Not a problem. Just wear the shirt that matches your ID color. So if you're in a blue house, make sure you wear a blue shirt this Friday. Bring your ID. We'll get you scanned for points right outside of 201, and make sure you have your ID. We'll scan that so you can get connected. Anyway, back to the activities calendar. As you can see, it is live. It is real time. It'll keep you connected. So we want you guys to be involved and connected to our activities calendar. So once again, here's how you do it. When I send this email PowerPoint to you, aka Google Slide, simply click on the link and follow the instructions, and then that way you can be added. And you can be proactive in being able to access our activities calendar and know what's going on. Next, let's talk about Remind. Those of you, I told everybody to get out their phones. We'll do it right now. Get out your phones. Those of you that have a smartphone, you have an app store. Whether it's whether it's Android or iPhone, whatever it is, go to your app store and download the Remind app. That's right. So download this Remind app. Here is the code for you, 68KFHJ. If you join that Remind classroom, that Remind code, Mr. Hughes will be sending out periodic reminds, including this Friday's House Shirt Friday. And also this Friday, we're going to have lawn games going on, playing some incredible games, just to have a good time on Friday, because every Friday is Fat Friday here at Norte Vista High School. We just have a good time. So we'll have music. We're going to be having some lawn games out there. And of course, we want you guys wearing your house shirt. The other thing that we're going to be doing this Friday is selling off old house shirt inventory for just $1 a shirt. That's right. So if you bring just a little bit of cash and you want to get some old swag, make sure you bring some cash, and we're going to be doing that this Friday. But in the Remind app, I'll be sending out Mr. Hughes, not Just in Time. He'll be sending out periodic reminders of what's going on campus. So once again, that's the code. If you don't have it right now, not a problem. It's all good. Again, this PowerPoint Google slide will be sent to you into everybody's .NET emails, which means that we need you to check it as well. Moving on. Let's talk to all of you drivers out there. It's that time. It's that time for a parking pass. That's right. So if you want to get a parking pass, we're streamlining the process this year. Once again, we're trying to go paperless as best as possible, so we're going digital. Here it is. Simply join the Norte Vista Parking Pass Google Classroom. Here's what you'll do. When you join that Google Classroom, there's the code right there. You must have a valid driver's license, not a driver's permit. Big difference. So you must have a valid driver's license, valid insurance, and valid registration. When you have all three of those items, you'll just take a picture of those three separate items, upload them as assignments in the Google Classroom right there, and then once they're done, you're going to email Mr. Hughes at that email located at the bottom of the slide. Let him know, hey Hughes, I'm done, I uploaded everything. He's going to check everything, make sure that everything is proper and valid, and then he'll send you a confirmation email back to you saying, come on down to the ASB window and get your free, that's right, free parking pass from Miss Fisher. Now, please know we're going to start checking next Monday. So this week is the opportunity for you guys to get that information up. So again, this Monday coming up is when we're going to start checking for cars on campus that must have a parking pass. If you do not have a parking pass starting next Monday, you will not be allowed to park on campus. So take care of your business. All of you guys that have driver's license, we're going to give you this week and give you the opportunity to get that parking pass taken care of. Once again, the steps are: join that Google Classroom with the Google code. Make sure that you upload the 3 items that need to be done. Wait for that confirmation email from Mr. Hughes, and then get that parking pass. And starting on Monday, you'll be able to do that. By the way, if you're wondering where am I supposed to park, senior parking is located right off of Crest in the main parking lot there. So it's student parking. That's where all parking for students should be, with a parking pass. And then staff and faculty will park other places. So if you have any questions about that, again, put it in the chat or in that link and we'll try to address it. But that's the Google Classroom. That's how you get your parking pass, ladies and gentlemen. Very streamlined, very easy. We want you guys to be a part of it. All right, let's talk about houses. Houses, every year for the past 6 years, we have divided our campus into 4 houses. And this year's theme is California Love. So when you registered, you received an ID, you received a house shirt. And again, the first Friday of every month is House Shirt Friday. We want you to wear your house shirt that day. But every day, you better have your ID, because you never know when the management team is going to be coming through a certain period and scanning IDs just for points. That's right. That's an actual event. ID check. So we'll be coming through at a random time, scanning for house points and making sure you have your ID. We want to make sure that you're a part of that. This is our theme right here, California Love. These are our 4 houses. You belong to one of them. And now moving along. Why are we doing this? Because we're building up to the end of the year event on Friday, May 13th. May 13, 2022, we're going to be going to Knott's Berry Farm for Not Your Ordinary event. And so those of us who qualify, and I'll get to that, those of us who qualify with enough house points, you will be able to join us that day. Here's what we're going to be doing. First of all, you must have a minimum of 1,500 points, or you can have 1,000 points with at least 30 events attended. What's an event? Well, a House Shirt Friday is an event once you get scanned. Well, an ID check is an event. Going to any of our athletic competitions, going to our PAC performances, that's all events. If you attend at least 30 and you amass at least 1,000 points, you qualify, that's right. But of course, 1,500 points flat out will qualify you for the event. Please know that on that day, 7:30 in the morning on Friday, May 13th, we're all going to be congregating either in the gym or someplace, but we're all going to get together, and then what's going to happen is we're going to be getting on buses and heading to Knott's Berry Farm. The park opens at 10 a.m. and we will stay there until midnight. That's right, you count it right, 14 hours of nonsensical bliss. So you'll be able to go into the park from 10 to 10, because that's actually when the park is open for 12 hours. But we'll have our own private dance party going from 8 p.m. to midnight. Also included in this private dance party is a 2-hour, that's right, 2-hour meal in which we're going to have charbroiled hamburgers, chicken tenders, potato chips, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, Caesar salad, unlimited soft drinks, that's right, including the boysenberry punch from Knott's Berry, world famous, and of course some cookies. So that's going to happen for 2 hours, and I don't know how many burgers you can eat or chicken tenders or how much salad you can eat. As for me, as you can see from this physique, I can eat a lot. So that's what I'm asking you to do, and join us for Friday the 13th. It's going to be awesome. Not your ordinary event. Now let's talk a little bit about the house points and why that matters. Because if you are in the winning house, you will be able to get $15 off the normal price ticket. So ASB covers about half or even 60% of it. Mr. Marquez also helps us out with transportation. So it's a beautiful thing. We try to make this as affordable as possible, but it does require some additional payment. However, if you're in the winning house, you get the biggest discount at $15 off. Second house will get 10. Third house will get 5. Fourth place house, well, you get to join us as long as you qualify. That's right. But you don't get a discount. We want you guys to be a part of it. So as an individual, you are accumulating points not only for yourself, but for your house as well. So we want to make sure that you guys get as many points as possible. How do I go for free? I'm glad you asked. Well, listen, if you have absolute perfect attendance, ladies and gentlemen, that means you're never tardy. Okay, and the only time you would ever miss school is if you have a religious observation or a school event. Maybe you're part of an athletics program and you have to leave at 6th period. Not a problem, you get your attendance cleared. But if you have absolute perfect attendance for the first 5 grading periods all the way through, you will be going to Not Your Ordinary event for free. Free! That's right. The other way you can go to Knott's for free, be a top 30 point earner. That's right. So our top 30 individual point earners, it does not matter what grade you're in. If you have the most points in the top 30, you will be going to Not Your Ordinary event for free. If we're able to, budget-wise, be able to bring more people in, I want to go up to 50 if I can. How do we do that? Buy an ASB card. We need you guys to get involved. Come two things. So if you get your ASB card, you'll be able to attend all the home athletic events for free, except for CIF, but you'll be able to attend that for free, get house points every time you attend an event. You get scanned, even if you come to a PAC event. When you watch our infamous band, our choir, our drama, all the amazing things that we got going on. When you attend those things, you get house points. Just always have your ID to get scanned. And that's how you mass them up. So right now, budget-wise, we're saying top 30 point getters can go for free. If, however, we could be able to get more money in the budget, then I'm going to jump it up to 50. I am not in the business of taking money. In fact, we just give it right back to you. So that's what we want to do. We want to get you guys connected. So the question now becomes, how do I earn house points? I'm glad you asked. So first thing you want to do is join a Novi program. So already in the PowerPoint, there it is. Here's a list of all of our clubs. That's right. All of our clubs that we have here on campus. Again, if you can't see them all right now, not a problem. This Google slide will come to you in your .NET so you can look it over. So these are all the current programs that we have and clubs that we have on our campus. Maybe there's a club or program that you don't see and you want to start it. Wonderful. Simply have 12 members. That's right, at least 12 members interested, because you got to be committed, and find an advisor, and we can make that happen for you. Just fill out a constitution and a budget. We want to make sure that you get connected. So take a look at that list, connect with the advisor in the room he or she may be in, and then get plugged in. We want every student on campus, that's right, every student, involved in at least one, no more than 3, because remember, academics comes first, but get involved in at least one, no more than 3 extracurricular activities here on campus, and that's how you get connected. That's how you get your house points, and then start racking them up and become the top 30 point getters to go for free. Absolutely. Let's move on. So aside from that, we're going to go right in. Let's talk about homecoming, another opportunity for you to get plugged in and connected. This year's theme is icons of the industry. So maybe you're not going to join an actual club right now. Maybe you want to feel some things out. Get involved in your class. Your class advisors are listed in the club list as well. But these are our 4 themes. And so on homecoming, during the homecoming week, on Thursday, we will have a double third assembly, the same kind of schedule, but it's going to be a little bit different. Our double third assembly will be out in the stadium. That's right, because we won't be able to have that many students indoors. So we'll be out in the stadium in September. Check your activities calendar to find out the exact dates. But on that Thursday, we'll have a double third assembly. If you are a part of the skit, aka the dance program, if you help decorate the stage that week for homecoming, that's right, you will be able to get out of not just first, not just second, but also third period. You'll be able to get out of the first 3 periods that day on our homecoming assembly day. And so just get connected. Your advisors will start reaching out to you as far as when they're going to have meetings. But these are our themes, and again, icons of the industry. So freshmen, you're going to be doing songs from Elvis Presley, the King. Oh. And then sophomores, you got Pitbull. That's right. Mr. Universal, or whatever his name is, I don't know. Juniors will have Bruno Mars, and finally seniors, you will have Selena. So make sure you guys get connected with your class and then be able to be part of our homecoming. It's a lot of fun. It's a great assembly. Norte Vista does the best homecoming assemblies on the planet. This is the show of record. We're letting you know that as well. Now, maybe you want to know, how do I know how many points I have? Well, I'm glad you asked. In 5 stars, where we keep track of all of your points. This slide, step by step, will be able to help you to figure out how many points you have. Maybe you're missing some points. Maybe you belong to a program or an activity and you didn't get points for that yet. Well, we're going to address that. That's how you do it. You're going to check it on the 5 stars. So in your PowerPoint slides, it has the list of instructions. Again, check that .NET email when I send it on out on how to get the app for your house points through 5-star. It's a very simple process. You can be able to download that app through that app store that you did for Remind, and then you'll be able to check your points regularly. So with that in mind, I want to talk a little bit about actual points themselves. So here's 5-star it is right here. And so you can get points for all kinds of things. First of all, every grading period, for the first 5 grading periods, you can get house points for it. You must have a minimum of 2.0 though, a 2.0 GPA in order to get the minimum requirement for house points. Understand that and these are not weighted. So if you have, other classes that add additional weights to your class, please know that we just do a straight standard grade point average, and that's how we calculate the GPAs. And so we go from 2.0 all the way down to, of course, up to 4.0 students. So you get an extra bonus. So 4.0 students for that grading period, as I click on it, please know that you can qualify for 250 points just for that grading period alone. You do the math, you're almost there. That's right, you're almost there to be able to get your points. And that's what we want. Academics comes first, but don't be afraid to be able to get connected as well. Let's talk about some other things aside from grades. Of course, any kind of academies. You see our Ag Academy at the top. We have our list of athletics on the side. We have our GCA. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. Oh, this is the best one right here. Under Other, here's our alma mater. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting now. If and when you learn our alma mater and you can sing it to Mr. Hughes or just say it, right? So we got to have pride in our campus. If you know it and can say it from memory, either sing it or say it, you come to Hughes, I listen. Excuse me, he does. I'm just in time. I'm not Mr. Hughes. But he will listen to the alma mater, and then you will be awarded house points. You just show the ID, scan it, and go from there. So you got to know it right there. Already, the category for free NOTS attendees is already in there, just so you know. If you want to know what this house battle is, that's right. At the end of the year, we're going to have a house battle assembly in which we're all going to be just playing great games and battling for the final day to get those last remaining points. That's going to take place in the house assembly battle. As you can see, as we move along, whatever academy program you belong to, you can get points for that. And then, of course, there it is right here on the side. We're talking about homecoming. There it is. So I want to make sure that you are part of that. Here's the perfect attendance. For those of you that have perfect attendance, we keep track of that. And then also our service and community service, our civic engagement projects. Right now, led by Ms. Bush and also Mr. Reyes, is our interview program in which we want you, that's right, you, the Norte Vista Brave, to get involved in our community and also in community service and civic engagement. So you'll be part of that interview. You'll be able to get not just house points as well, but if you accumulate enough hours, you'll be able to get elective credit as well. So we want to make sure that you are civically engaged. How do I become a part of that? Simply ask for Ms. Bush or Mr. Reyes, and they can plug you in on that and how to make that happen. Other opportunities here, those of us who are going to be accepted into the military, our seniors, we want to thank you for your service. Please understand, you just let me know that you've been officially accepted into the military. You'll get house points for that as well. So we want to let everybody know, no matter what the program is, you can get house points for it. And then what happens is you check it through that app. You can find out exactly how many points you got. So one of the groups that's already provided me their rosters, we're going to give a shout out right now to Coach Batdorf and the football program here at Norte Vista. Coach Batdorf's already provided his roster. In fact, he was the first coach/advisor to submit his roster. So gentlemen, you right here already have your house points. If you check that app, you'll notice that you already have house points for football, and so there's all our football names. It's already in there. Once your advisor sends me or coach your roster with your ID number and your name, then I'll be able to get that into the 5-star program and get your points there. So I want to make sure that you understand that. Advisors, when you get me those rosters, after you have your club meetings, we just had Club Rush on Friday. When you get those rosters into me, no problem. We'll get those rosters and those points updated. So students, don't harass your advisors yet because some of you haven't even had your club meetings yet. Relax. You will be sure to get your points by the end of the month. Let's talk about events. So aside from being a part of a program, we talked about being part of events. So in our calendar right here, you can see that we have points when you go to an event. When you join, maybe, like I said, you go to an athletic event, you go to something at the PAC. When you join that event, You get scanned. Make sure you get scanned every time. That's part of our culture here at Norte Vista. You always have your ID. You get scanned for those points, and you get points for the event as well as it. Question, what are these ARC points? I'm glad you asked. Acts of random kindness. That's right, ARC points. Every single day, every Norte Vista Brave can qualify for 25 points per day for an act of random kindness. We're trying to pay it forward. That's right. So what happens is, if a staff member sees you doing something extremely out of the ordinary, extremely positive, what he or she will do is, of course, make mention to Mr. Hughes. He's going to send him an email. And then what will happen is Mr. Hughes will read that email and then give a shout out in the announcements during second period. And that student can earn 25 points, house points, for that act of random kindness. And then also qualifying for an event. So please know that these acts of random kindness are going above and beyond, right? There's those extraordinary events in which the faculty sees and recognizes that act of random kindness, and we're paying it forward. You'll be able to get your house points that way as well. And once again, when you go to those events, it keeps track right here in this calendar. We scan it, we put it in, it's all good. Whew. So that's everything right there. Let's break it open for questions. If you have any questions, please make sure that you've already sent them through. And I'm going to ask my lovely support staff. By the way, this program is being broadcast and taped in front of a live studio audience. Just want to make sure you knew that. So do we have any questions in the chat? Great question. How much does it cost to go to Novi's sporting events? Well, if you get your ASB card, if you get that, it costs absolutely nothing because it's included in that price. So, but if you don't get an ASB card, any home event, then what happens is you have to pay the at-the-door price, and that varies from sport to competition to day. Now, please understand, I want to make sure it's clear. If you get an ASB card, if and when we go to CIF playoffs, you still have to pay the gate price because CIF is separate from us. However, any home athletic event, if you have your ASB card, you get in for free. Any home PAC event, there's always a price difference. Now for our band, choir, drama, dance, there's a price difference if you have ASB or not, so you always get a discount. So basically think of it as like Costco or Sam's Club. What you're doing is you're paying in early, and then you're going to get all those benefits and discounts. Please know that the ASB card, $30, but you have to pay the $5 reprint if you didn't already get it. If you put it in, you're going to be able to save yourself over $300 at least by going to all the events, racking up points. So that's really what it's about, is get that ASB card. If you choose not to, no problem. You just have to pay the at-the-gate fee, whatever that is. Great question.
When and where can a student pick up their ID or house shirt if they haven't gotten those things?
Great question. So if a student has not gotten their house shirt yet, or they need to pick up their ID. So what you can do is come to the ASB window after school. Okay, make sure as far as the ID goes, because many people haven't gone to registration or got their ID yet, you can do that after school with Miss Fisher, and she can help take that ID picture with you. As far as a house shirt, here's the deal. For those of you that got a house shirt a little too small, again, for this Friday, please wear just a house color, but a house shirt, if it's a little too small, Mr. Hughes will send out an email and also make announcements that after he's ordered all additional house shirts, what we're asking is that you bring in that other house shirt in. We're going to wash it, get it all nice and good, and we'll get you a bigger size, okay? So we ran out of some sizes in some houses, in particular blue, right? Many people got a blue shirt. So a little snafu, nothing that can't be fixed. We'll just order more house shirts and get people connected. So again, for this Friday and any other Friday up until that point, if we don't have your house shirt, just wear your house shirt color with any shirt that you have in your wardrobe, and you'll be good.
What do you recommend if kids don't see a club that they're interested in joining?
Great. So if I have a list, question is, what do I recommend if there's a club on the list that a student's not interested in joining? Then create your own club. Find 11 other friends, make another club. Find something that interests you and that you're going to be able to be connected on this campus. Ideally, here's what we want here at Norte Vista High School. We want students taking role on students, not just staff. What does that mean? What do you mean by that, Mr. Time? Well, when you have a student taking role of another student, what that means is they know that you matter. They know that you're present. So when somebody says, hey, I missed you yesterday because you're absent, that means that that person has value and they're connected. So if there's a club on campus that you want to do, or something you want to do, and it's not listed on our list of clubs, start it yourself. Find 11 other friends, colleagues, get connected, and let's go ahead and find that advisor. That's my suggestion.
What if I have a Knott's pass?
Ah, great question. If you have a Knott's Berry Farm pass, will that be able to exclude? Unfortunately, because this is a private event, you still have to pay for our Knott's event, and here's why. Because Knott's Berry Farm closes at 10 p.m. So when everybody else leaves the park, we're still going to be heading on over to the lagoon. And if anybody's ever been to Knott's Berry Farm, you know about the lagoon area where we'll have our own private dance party. We're going to be going until midnight. And so because of liability issues and also supervision, you must be with us, and the Knott's Berry Farm pass does not count for that day. Great question.
Are there plans for there to be a regular senior prom this year?
Yes. Question is there plans for a prom? Yes. If when you check that activities calendar, everybody, look at all of the events already on there, because prom is already scheduled on there. Our end of the year senior activities, all of those things are on there. That's why it's so important to make sure that you check that .net account, your emails, to know exactly what you have for the activities calendar, because everything is listed. But to answer your question, yes, we have plans for prom. We also have plans for winter formal. There will be no homecoming dance this year, because we can't be inside in the gym, and we can't have a dance outside because our neighbors would frown upon that. But we are looking at doing winter formal and prom, and those are scheduled as well. Great questions, everybody.
What's the sophomore house color?
Okay, so once again, there is no sophomore house color. So all classes are divided into houses. So the 4 classes are divided evenly into 4 houses. So there is no sophomore color. There's a sophomore homecoming theme, but there's no sophomore color. So all houses are made up of seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. So based upon the house that you're in, it's not based upon a grade, it's based upon a house. So the color for the houses, it's all already on your ID. Great question.
Will there be a senior luau or any other special senior event?
Will there be a senior luau or any senior special events? Right now, senior luau has been postponed until April. Our pool, unfortunately, is being worked on. So we've just postponed senior luau until April. We're also going to be checking to see we may have to change a little bit with senior luau based upon COVID regulations. In the years past, of course, we had it catered. We'll have to see how that works. But right now, the plan is that we have it during the hotter months in the spring and April to have senior luau then. And as far as end of the year senior activities, again, check that activities calendar, because yes, they're all listed right there, and we are planning to go full speed ahead. And so that is there as well. Thank you.
Will we be able to graduate properly this year?
Question is, will we be able to graduate properly? Please know that every graduation is a proper graduation. It's just a little different from here and there. Right now, the plan is that we will graduate as one body outside NKR Zachert Stadium. Last year's graduation, we had a full stage setup, and that is in the plans for this year as well. So that's what we're planning.
There's a lot of questions. We're just trying to find the best ones.
Please know that there's a lot of questions. We'll try to get to them. We've got a couple more minutes. I don't want to take up all of third period. But, of course, find Mr. Hughes on campus. Be proactive. Ask questions. And then maybe, not just Mr. Hughes, but also our administration, our staff. They can help point you to where we're going to go. But as for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close this meeting right now. We're going to close this official Good Morning Norte Vista live stream. Want to thank you all for joining us once again for this mandatory assembly. And it's a lot, we got the word out, got a lot of people plugged in. Again, check those emails for the PowerPoints and the Google Slides. And that's about it. You stay classy, Norte Vista. Time out.